When it comes to a narcissist, blame is always their first line of defense. They will twist every detail, rewrite every story, and turn the spotlight on you, convincing others, and even try to convince themselves that you were the problem all along. In their narrative, you were too demanding, too emotional, too cold, too intense. You became the scapegoat for everything they refused to face within themselves. But here's the truth. Blame was never about you. It was their shield against the one thing they cannot outrun: guilt. Narcissists hate accountability because it exposes the cracks in their mask. To take responsibility would mean admitting they were wrong, that they betrayed, manipulated, or abandoned someone who didn't deserve it. And for them, that truth is unbearable. So instead, they project. They offload their shame onto you, making you question your reality, doubt your worth, and carry a burden that was never yours. But guilt has a way of lingering. It doesn't disappear just because they rewrote the story. It stays with them like a shadow, haunting them in moments of quiet, creeping in during sleepless nights, showing up every time they see you thrive without them. They may have convinced others that you were the villain, but deep inside, their conscience knows the truth. And that truth is heavy. It gnaws, it corrodes, it eats away at their peace. This is why your presence unsettles them so deeply. Because you didn't collapse. You didn't lose your values. You didn't let their betrayal define you. Instead, you grew stronger, more grounded, more aligned with your integrity. And every step you take forward reminds them of what they lost, of what they destroyed, and of the person they chose to betray. To them, you're no longer just you. You are evidence. Evidence of their failure, evidence of their choices, evidence of the truth they've tried so hard to bury. And here's where the tables turn. At first, they blamed you to escape their own shame. But now, they can't escape their guilt. No matter how much they point fingers, no matter how many lies they spin, the reality doesn't change. They violated something sacred, and the echo of that truth won't leave them alone. They can run from you. They can smear your name. They can try to convince the world you were the problem. But they cannot run from themselves. Guilt becomes their prison. It isolates them. It twists their relationships. It poisons their peace. Rage, bitterness, arrogance. These are just the masks they wear to keep from admitting the depth of their regret. But masks eventually slip, and guilt always leaks through the cracks. That's why you'll see flashes of contradiction in them. Moments where their hostility feels desperate, almost hollow. That's the truth pressing through. The most powerful part of this is that you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to argue, defend, or retaliate. Your life is the testimony. Your healing, your growth, your peace, that's the consequence. Narcissists thought that by blaming you, they could free themselves from guilt. Instead, they chain themselves to it. And every time they think of you, every time they see your strength, every time the truth resurfaces, those chains tighten. They blamed you, but now they can't escape their guilt. And while they wrestle with the weight of their choices, you rise above it, carrying nothing but the freedom of truth and the quiet strength of someone who refused to break.